Okay, this is the effect, just people crashing into each other, which isn't actually that straightforward. So I'm going to make a grid, and I'm just going to make it wider, push back. Actually, there's going to be 2 grids, and I'll move this one here. So I'm going to have one group populate here, another there, and they'll run into each other. That's okay. This is just for me.
Oh, are you talking to yourself? Or are you recording?
I'm recording.
Oh.
But I'm also talking to myself. So let's try that again. So I hit mocap biped 3, and we'll have him on this side, and he'll be a runner. And now I will go into crowds. I'll make him an agent. And this is where I've had glitches. I don't want to change this name because then it, for some reason, gets messed up. So I'll call this runner dot right because he's on the right side. And then I'm going to go up back to that runner. I'm going to put this in new line, collision layer, choose him, just hit enter. Then I'll just go back, configure joins, hit enter, and then go up. And I will populate, select terrain, hit enter, there he is, and we'll just do 20. Here you could add different agents and then go into random in the crowdsource and randomize the agents, but I'll just randomize the time. Okay, and we'll start with that for now. Merge crowdsources. So I think this is going to be one crowdsource. Okay, so I'll go up. This can be in the middle. So now we got to do that whole thing again, except the difference is I can't use this mocap biped 3 because for some reason when I make it an agent I can't rename it. So I'm going to do mocap biped 2. And we'll make this guy maybe, we'll make him running. Select him, make him an agent. Call this runner dot left. Go up, collision layer. Go up. And I'll populate him on this. Okay, so now we have, I believe, yeah. This is the left side, this is the right side. So in this crowdsource, I'm going to also randomize the time. And then in the setup, in the heading, I'm going to do like -1 should be good enough, or 11. It's going to override this. So now if I go up, hit the crowds, make sure they're all there. Go up, click simulate, choose all these, and accept. So now this group should be facing the others because I said -11 as far as heading. But of course, we will see. And okay, so when something doesn't work, just delete that crowd sim. Go back in the crowdsource, delete this, and I'm going to pause it and try to troubleshoot what happened. Okay, so I put it in heading, but I should have put it in initial velocity. So it really doesn't matter what the heading is because this initial velocity will. Okay, that looks better. So now I'll simulate. I'm also going to move these grids a little farther away from each other. Okay, now simulate. So now if I hit play, Okay, so they're running towards each other, and it's all within this crowd sim. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a ground plane. So when they do crash, they fall onto something. Okay. And then the other thing is they're, so they look like they're slipping on ice or something. So if you go to gate speed, let's turn up this gate speed. This is runner left. They should now be running faster. Let's see. Okay, that looks more natural. We'll do runner right. Gate speed. Maybe they're running a little slower. It's pretty cool. And they do avoid each other. If you go into crowd solver, you can do avoidance. If you want them just to keep running straight, turn that weight down to 0. But these guys are going so fast that they'll probably hit each other pretty well. Okay, so to make the ragdoll take effect, you gotta say add a trigger, crowd trigger, and a crowd transition. Plug those in. So the trigger, we want to do RBD impact data, and we don't have any RBD objects at the moment, but we do have the crowd object. And our transition, we want it to be from the runner left, so that animation to ragdoll. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, so runner left also has to be switched to animated static. I'm just curious if they will fall at all. Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate this, and it's gonna be runner right to ragdoll as well, and then we'll merge them. And let's see. Okay, got to do some more trouble. First off, this also, the runner right has to also be animated static, and let's try again. There we go, there's some collisions. So yeah, it is working pretty nicely. Let's just offset the grid slightly. Let's make the avoidance less. Now let's try it. Cool. Okay, so if I wanted the right side people to not get knocked over, the only way I can figure it out is if I have to make them an RBD object, so they're animated static objects, so they can impact with things. But I'm just going to I'm going to put their output state instead of to ragdoll just to continue straight on through. And just for fun, let's see if I can go up to the crowd source and make them bigger. So I'm going to make their scale larger and a little randomness. So let's see how this works. Well, let's add more people. Well, it worked. So yeah, that's all we need to see. I mean, okay, so it's probably not working the greatest because this could be like scaled up a bit. Let's try that again.